prevalent is cyberbullying in Singapore? We have in studio Rachel Tan from the Singapore Children's Society. So Rachel, thanks for coming in today. Cyberbullying, not a new problem, but it's a growing one. How bad is the situation in Singapore?
10 years ago when we started the program, the Bully Free program, a lot of talks are on traditional bullying, so things like physical, verbal, relational bullying. So we do see a growing trend in terms of bullying has been brought online into the cyberbullying. So the problem has become more complex because now instead of we can identify the situation in the school, now it's been brought online, meaning it's not easily detectable. We may not necessarily know who is the bully behind the computer, and the effect of it can actually extend even further. So the effect of cyberbullying has a growing trend, I would say.
So the biggest problem is that it's really hard to track because you don't know who's behind it. I did some research, and you guys say that 1 in 4 secondary school students are bullied here in schools in Singapore. Is that a worrying number, and how much is that? How much of that is attributed to cyberbullying?
Actually, in terms of bullying, whether is it traditional or cyberbullying, the bullying behaviors, the basis of it is actually a relational problem. So the ways of tackling a bullying situation is working on the relationships. So in terms of how we advocate for a bully-free environment in school, we always advocate for developing certain skills in the child.
So what more do you think can be done to protect our children apart from educating them?
Basically, we advocate against, for 3 approaches. Firstly, we can talk about support. So for a child who is going through bullying situation, they don't just keep to themselves. They can just go and tell somebody. So we encourage them to tell the parent or a teacher. Secondly, we will want to zoom in onto the skills. A lot of times there could be certain social skills to be developed, be it the bully or the victim. So social skills like conflict resolution, how to assert yourself, how do you, when you're caught in a situation, what are the things that you can say to fend off that situation. And then the third approach we are talking about will be safety. In the event if a child comes and report to us there's a bullying incident, we will have to look into the safety plan. So some of the things could be, if bullying behavior always happens in the corner of the school, then we may want to ask the child not to go to that corner that often.
Okay.
And then if bullying behavior happens in a school bus, then maybe the child has to sit near to the bus driver so that there's some kind of safety in that environment.
Okay,
so
Rachel,
there'll be 3 approaches.
One last question before we go. How do we help those who are scared? You know, they don't dare to come forward to say that they have a problem.
We will advocate that the school environment is such that it's easy to tell. So if the school leaders can actually acknowledge that bullying could be part and parcel of life, but then yet it's also very detrimental to the child. So if the environment is such that it's easy for the child to speak out, it will be so much easier. And then we can also advocate for bystanders to also speak out on behalf of the victims.
All right, thank you very much for coming in today.
It's
great speaking to you. And that was Rachel on bullying in Singapore. And if you want more information, that's the website there on your screen.